between the leaders of nations at the White House took a shocking turn today.
All in front of cameras, President Donald Trump hosted Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as his nation enters its third year at war after Russia invaded. And today, while talking about U.S. support for Ukraine, Zelensky called out a lack of support during Russia's occupation of Crimea in 2014 while President Obama was in office.
And that led to this confrontation.
From the war,
you're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
Zelensky was called disrespectful, was told to leave the White House shortly after that without signing a rare minerals deal the U.S. and Ukraine had reached earlier this week. And now Americans are split on whether this was a show of strength from President Trump or a lack of control.
And within hours, the Ukrainian community here in the Twin Cities called an emergency rally. Ben Henry was there where many people were in disbelief over what happened at the White House.
Well, it has been a concerning couple of weeks for the Ukrainian community. This week also marks that 3-year mark of the war in their home country. Some feel betrayed given some words and actions by U.S. leaders. Now, after today's exchange, others were at a loss of words. Still, they rallied to show they're not giving up hope. Gathering at what's become a home base.
Slava Ukraini!
Marching as one.
America stands with Ukraine!
Across the Hennepin Avenue Bridge.
We owe it to the Ukrainians to stand with them today.
The local rally of solidarity organized.
You're right now not in a very good position.
After a meeting of division with world leaders in the Oval Office.
From the very beginning of the war,
you're not in a good position.
President Donald Trump hosting Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as they work towards a rare minerals deal and ending the war in Ukraine. But a shouting match unfolding instead.
You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III.
This was decidedly unpresidential. It was really, truly unbecoming of the Oval Office, and it will have serious, serious consequences.
U of M professor Kathleen Collins specializes in Eastern European studies.
Clearly, there is a near total breakdown of relations with Ukraine now. Secondly, and possibly more importantly, President Putin of Russia was also watching this exchange, and the clear message to Russia was that Ukraine is not a friend.
It's been really difficult to see America take a position with one of our allies that is openly combative.
The Ukrainian community.
Slava Ukraini!
Slava Ukraini!
Choosing unity in these uncertain times.
What matters is that we are all Americans and that we all stand for freedom, democracy, liberty, the rule of law, and doing what is right.
That's right!
There was support for how President Trump handled the meeting. Minnesota Congressman Republican Tom Emmer sharing tonight the bloodshed must end and that President Trump is the master negotiator and peacemaker who can get it done. Kevin, many other Republicans also stood in support for the president today following that meeting heard across the world today.
Okay, thank you, Ben. And President Trump, by the way, did invite President Zelensky back, but only, he says, if he wants to make peace with Russia. Zelensky was on Fox News tonight defending his actions at the White House.
He's got to say, I want to make peace. I don't want to fight a war any longer. His people are dying.
I'm speaking like a president of a people who are in the struggle 3 years, and they just want to hear that America on our side.
Zelensky also thanked the president, the U.S. Congress, and American people today with the post online.